Alrighty, here we go, I believe. Yes, okay. So we continue with Hashem. First of all, good Voch, a good week. We're starting, the second Sefer of the Chumash Shmois, whereas Bnei Israel are entering Egypt. And the first thing that is being mentioned in the Parsha that we read today was that these are names of Bnei Israel that came to Egypt, and it mentions the name of the 12 Shvatim, the 12 tribes. And it is important to understand there's a very, very big meaning to the fact that the names of the Shvatim are mentioned in the very beginning, because this is the period of exile and redemption. And during the exile, obviously, it is very, very hard to be able to withstand the challenges. So first of all, come the 12 Shvatim HaKadoshim, the holy 12 tribes, the tzaddikim of magnitude that, it's just unimaginable. And it is with their koyach, with their force, with their strength, that the imprint that they left, the kedusha that they left, that the people of Israel were able to sustain the period of slavery and exile, spiritually, physically, they had to endure in Egypt. Similarly, it also says that a new king, was appointed on Egypt that didn't know Yosef. Rashi says, some say it is really a new king. Some say that he feigned lack of knowledge about what Yosef did for Egypt. Yosef basically saved Egypt. It is very, very important to remember when dealing with the world around us that they will always, always, always do, what is expedient for them at this moment in time. If you're going to rely on the grace, the generosity, on the mercy of the nations, you have to one thing learn, like from the moment go. If it fits their agenda, they'll remember you. If it's against their agenda, they will forget you. Obviously, there are always individuals that's outstanding and, beyond anything, and they are like a chassidei umas olam, that like this Japanese consul in, I think it was Poland, or not sure which country, that kept on giving visas to Japan against orders. He basically did 24 hours a day to get as many Jews out as possible. And yeah, there are people like that. But that's the exception that proves the rules more than anything else. So let's talk about the Kedoshim HaShabbat Etzema. Let's talk about the sanctity, the Baal Shem HaKodesh. We'll start with that. It is told that Mordechem Chernobyl, he is the son of Reb Nochem from Chernobyl, who was considered to be the Zkan Tzaddik Ador, the elder tzaddik of his generation, when he was by the Tzion Baal Shem HaKodesh. in the winter time when the snow was there was a lot of snow. It was very, very cold, and he stood by the tzion without socks, without shoes, without socks, and they asked him, how can he possibly do that? How can he stand? So cold. He said that he's standing on a swath of Eretz Yisrael. That's why he does not feel the coldness. Same way, Rabbi Nachman from Bleshlev said about this, the grave of the Baal Shem Kodesh is very, very good to be by his caver. He says, it says, tzaddikim yosher, tzaddikim shall inherit land, meaning that true tzaddikim, they inherit Eretz Yisrael. And the place where they are entombed is sanctified with the kedusha of Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael is obviously a great tikkun to Pgam Bris. And he said that when he was young, during his childhood, he would run to the tziddik of Baal Shem Kodesh every time to ask him, to beg him, to help him, to get close to Kodesh Baruch Hu. And when he was by the time of his father-in-law, which was further away, he wanted to speak to Baal Shem Tov. He would go to the congregation of Smila that was close to his father-in-law's house in Osiatin, and he went to the care of the tzaddik Reb Shaya from Yanov, and he made that tzaddik a shaliach, a messenger that will let know the Baal Shem Tov know whatever it is that he wanted to let the Baal Shem Tov know. Another little thing, the Aptaruv, the Halig Aptaruv, used to come to the Tzilon Baal Shem Tov, used to read the pasuk, read about Moshe Rabbeinu, this parsha today, Shal na'alecha ma'al regrechas, take your shoes off from your feet, because the place where you're standing is a holy, sacred land. And B'ezrat Hashem, the rest we will continue next week. But to speak about the kedusha of the Baal Shem Tov, the kedusha of Kivrei Tzaddikim, one of the most amazing aspects of tzaddikim is that it's totally counterintuitive to a person who is alive in this world, to this worldly life. First of all, the tzaddikim are greater after they pass away than before. I mean, they have great strength, but after they pass on, they're even stronger. When you read, the Haran, the Talmidim of Rabbeinu, when they were with Rabbeinu, especially a couple of stories with Heikel, who he was the cantor, the chazan of Rabbeinu, and he himself was an incredibly holy man, as these stories will show. That he asked Rabbeinu once that Rabbeinu should show him a neshama of somebody who passed away. So Rabbeinu told him, but you will be scared. So he said, no, I'm not such a fool. I'll be scared by that. So he said, but you will be scared. He says, and he insisted. So Rabbeinu showed him. I don't know what he did. He showed him. Suddenly he saw an neshama of a niftar, and he became so scared that he passed away. I mean, he didn't pass away. I'm sorry, but he fainted. Another time, he asked Rabbeinu that he wants to see a nifter one more time. And he said, but this time, make it so that I won't be that scared, that I will faint. So Rabbeinu said, okay. When the time came, Rabbeinu said to him, hold on to my gottel, to my belt. And he held on. And he saw the baker from Breslin that just passed away a few days before. And it's coming for Rabbeinu, and he's bowing down before him, and begging Rabbeinu to rectify his neshama. And he said that, that your Talmidim, your Hasidim, would come Motzei Shabbos. They would come to me, and I would give them the pieces of challah or whatever it is that were a little burnt, whatever it is that I couldn't sell. Erev Shabbos, I would give it to them for free, and they would make a malav malkan with this. So the Schusa was kind to your Hasidim. Please be misasek, deal with fixing my neshama. So Rabbeinu said to him, okay, since you were good to my Hasidim, I will take care of you. I will rectify your neshama. The first thing that you see from this story is tzaddikim are at home both in this world and in the next. For us, we don't see anything. Because we see even in this world, we don't see what we see. What our eyes see, we don't see. But how much more so? When you're talking about Olam Habo, tzaddikim, Olam Hazeh, Olam Habo, it doesn't make a difference. And Rabbeinu says that even more so, it is so important for a person to connect himself to a tzaddik. Obviously, in this world, it's not possible to get close to Kodesh Baruch Hu in be'emes without being connected to tzaddik emes. But even Olam Habo, when a person passes after 120 years, that still doesn't mean Olam Emes, the world of truth, because the road doesn't end there. There are many neshamas over there that are homeless, basically, that interfere. And a person has to have tremendous akshonas, tremendous stubbornness and determination to get to the tzaddik, to get to his place. So if a person is connected to a tzaddik, in the next world, the tzaddik can help him, and it can only when a person reaches his final place in Olam Habo, then it is called Olam Ha'emes, the world of truth. Before that, a person is still in great danger. So it's incredibly important to be close to tzaddikai emes, especially the Baal Shem Tov, and especially now Rabbeinu HaKodesh, who is the tzaddik hador. So let's take a quick look in Sichos Haran for this week. Here we go. Okay. So here we're today Sicha 297. This is an extremely important teaching. He spoke with us a few times that his will is very strong, that we should walk, we should conduct ourselves, we should live with the teachings that he has discovered, that he revealed. First of all, to go a certain amount of time with one teaching, like 2-3 months. In other words, all your avodah and all your conduct and whatever it is that you do will, in Hashem, will be according to whatever is said in this particular teaching. All the tefillah, all your speech, everything you speak will only to merit to get whatever this is said in this particular Torah. And afterwards, pick another teaching and go with it, go according to it for a certain period of time. and so forth until you'll be able to go and walk with all the teachings of Rabbeinu, a few and a few. And Rabbeinu spoke about it quite a few times, and how fortunate is the person who will be able to do this. So, we're learning on Thursdays, Torah 60, Torah Samach, and every week we're sort of like, taking another step forward. But basically, the teaching of Torah 60 that we should be walking with right now, each one of us, is the fact that Rabbeinu says that you have to be busy with what he called tikkunei atik, rectification of the olam hakeser, which is what? Basically, every day widen your days with kedusha, a little more kedusha, a little more, whatever it is, day to day, hour to hour, week to week, month to month, another kedusha, another kedusha. Sometimes it's only, I want to start anew. I really want to start now. And then you see, okay, you fall off. Okay, you fall off, fine. The next day, you maybe the same day you come up and you say you want to come again. And you say, okay, it didn't work out. Let me do this. It works out. It doesn't. And every single this people that are, the tycoons, the really, the power ones, they're able to, to continue day by hour by hour by hour until they finish the day. The next day they start from where they finished yesterday, and they build and they build and they build. Ashli Chelkam. I'm not one of those. The only thing that I can do is every once in a while awaken myself, remind myself that there is Torah Rabbeinu, and there is a Kadosh Baruch Hu, there is Olam Hazeh, there's Olam Haba, and it doesn't matter whether I think that I am the bee's knees or I'm somebody who is totally worthless. It has nothing to do with that. My job in this world is just to strive whatever I can do to be closer to Kodesh Baruch Hu. Ask Kodesh Baruch Hu, I belong to you. I want to belong to you. I want to be close to you. Bring me closer. And when I fall down, to get up again. And to remember that Baruch Hashem, we have the Sichos of the tzaddikim, the Sichos of Rabbeinu HaKadosh, the Baal Shem HaKadosh. And like this, every single day and every single week, when we get to the portion that we have learned during this week, to use that, and so that's the thing that I should be talking about during this week. My mind should be busy with it during this week. I should talk about it during this week. So, B'ezrat Hashem, this is how we can hold on, like Sefer Shmos, Ele Shmos Bnei Israel, Aboy Mitzrayim, that the entire Golus is we can stand, we can hold on with the Sichos of the tzaddikim. And it's very important to remember, Baruch Hashem, Sefer Bereshis, we had unbelievable, the Ovis HaKadoshim, the patriarchs, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, the Shvatim, Yosef, unbelievable, okay? And all the Giluyim, all the Kedusha, everything, but we were not a nation yet. We became a nation in Egypt, in the melting pot, in the furnaces of Egypt. This is when we became a nation. It is the time when we're being pushed, when we're being pressed down, when being pushed off, when being hard pressed just to keep on keeping on, that we actually forge our identities as Jews. So yeah, we have ups and we have downs in Avodas Hashem. When we look back, we can say maybe we had more ups and downs, maybe more downs and ups. It doesn't really matter. We don't understand anything about our own lives. The only thing that we can do is that we can start again, we can strive, we can want. We can want. Get close to tzaddikim, close to learning Torah, close to davening, close to saying Tehillim, close to making his Boydadus, close to saying, to all the avodas HaKadoshos, whatever it is that we can do. What is going to be ultimately? Bezrat Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will take care of us. All the tzaddikim that we are connected to, Rifat Rabbeinu HaKodesh, Bezrat Hashem, the end is very, 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 very good. Bezrat Hashem will be zocher to have a fantastic week. Fantastic. Better than any week before. Bezrat Hashem. Bezrat Hashem will be zocher to see Mashiach Tzidkenu, Bezrat Hashem, soon in our days. Bezrat Hashem, Kol Tov, Amen. Thank you very much. And Bezrat Hashem, we will see each other on Thursday.